Owning a Bernedoodle isn't the peaceful, fluffy dream the internet makes it look like. It's more like signing up for a full-time emotional support job for your dog. They're loving, brilliant, and ridiculously charming. But they also come with quirks that catch new owners off guard fast. So before you fall for the teddy bear look, here are the real reasons why Bernedoodles are not for everyone. Number 1. The Bernedoodle Emotional Meltdown. Bernedoodle owners eventually recognize a very specific crisis face. That dramatic, wounded expression that appears the moment you deliver even the gentlest correction. You're not scolding, you're not upset, you're simply setting a boundary, and your dog reacts like you've shattered their worldview. It's not subtle either. They sink to the floor, sigh like the universe betrayed them, or slink away to recover from the emotional devastation of hearing the word no. One owner captured the absurdity perfectly. "If I slightly disapprove of anything he does, he sulks like I've cancelled Christmas." This hypersensitivity comes straight from the Bernese side of their lineage, dogs famous for wearing their feelings on their fur. Combine that with the doodle intelligence, and you end up with a big, fluffy emotional barometer that monitors every shift in your tone. Working with this trait means training softly but consistently, keeping feedback calm, and not getting sucked into their theatrics. Once their feelings spiral, you're negotiating with a 90-pound dog who needs time to cool off before life can continue. Number 2. The Adolescent Regression Hell Phase. There's a moment in every Bernedoodle household when the sweet, eager puppy you raised suddenly looks you dead in the eye and decides they no longer know a single rule you ever taught them. Welcome to adolescence, the chapter no one warns new owners about until they're already in the trenches. Bernedoodle teens are notorious for forgetting recall, testing boundaries, getting mouthier again, pushing their size around, and blowing off commands they once performed perfectly. Owners describe it as living with a polite child who woke up one morning and chose to become a giant, opinionated toddler in a fur coat. One exhausted owner put it this way: "He hit 11 months, and I swear he unlearned everything. It was so sudden and like rebooting the whole dog." The good news? This phase does end, but only if you stay consistent, structured, and calm while their brain reconnects with reality. Because a Bernedoodle in adolescence isn't broken. They're just temporarily replaced by a very large, very dramatic intern who thinks they run the place. Number 3. They have no idea how big they are. There's a funny thing that happens as a Bernedoodle grows. Their body gets enormous, but their self-perception stays permanently stuck at adorable 8-pound fluff. This mismatch turns them into walking, tail-wagging wrecking balls who express love using full-body contact and zero spatial awareness. Owners quickly learn that a Bernedoodle doesn't sit next to you, they collapse onto you, usually with the enthusiasm of a creature convinced it's made of feathers instead of bricks. They'll plop onto your lap mid-Zoom call, reverse sit across your chest while you're lying down, or casually lean their full weight against your knees like they're checking structural integrity. One exhausted owner described it beautifully, saying, "He's 92 pounds, thinks he's a hamster, and sits on gas with the confidence of someone who has never heard the word no a single day in his life." Think of it as oblivious affection. Training off managing greetings and teaching body awareness are necessary. That is, unless you enjoy being steamrolled by a giant teddy bear who still believes it's pocket-sized. Number 4. The land shark phase is dramatic and painful. Bernedoodle puppies have a reputation so infamous that seasoned owners warn newcomers with a single phrase: brace yourself. Their bite phase isn't normal puppy nipping. It's a full-contact, relentless, sleeves destroyed, calves bruised initiation ritual. These pups clamp, latch, drag, and test everything with their teeth, and it hits harder and lasts longer than most first-time doodle owners ever expect. Owners in Bernedoodle groups say this constantly, but one comment captures the collective suffering perfectly. "I
I've raised lots of puppies, but my Bernedoodle was seriously on another level. Bruises everywhere. I cried more than once.
This phase is real. It's intense, and it can make even experienced dog people question all their life choices. The only way through this structure, redirection, impulse control training, stop and freeze protocols, and offering appropriate chew outlets. They do grow out of it, but while you're in the trenches, it feels like the teeth are winning. Number 5. The lazy stubbornness problem. Some dogs ignore commands because they're overwhelmed. Bernedoodles ignore commands because they've decided the task simply doesn't fit their personal schedule. This breed inherits the Bernese mountain dog's slow-motion, stubborn streak, which is completely different from the sharp, clever pushback you see in a poodle. A Bernedoodle knows what you're asking. They process it, they consider it, and then they often choose, "Not today, thanks." Owners describe it as living with a toddler who has the strength of a linebacker and the selective motivation of a cat. In fact, one exhausted owner put it plainly in a doodle forum saying, "He understands everything. He just doesn't want to do it when I ask." That perfectly sums up the personality of a Bernedoodle. To work with this mindset, you need high-value rewards, short sessions, and a sense of humor. A Bernedoodle will obey, but only if you give them a reason that beats whatever lazy daydream they were already enjoying. Number 6. The coat chaos nobody warns you about. There's a moment every Bernedoodle owner dreads. The day their puppy's cute, fluffy coat suddenly turns into a wool sweater that hates you and wants revenge. One week, they're soft and brushable. The next, their fur tightens, tangles, and mats so shockingly fast it feels like it's happening while you watch. Bernedoodles inherit unpredictable coat genetics from both parent breeds, which means you never really know what you're getting until the first grooming disaster hits. Some coats stay loose and wavy. Others turn into a dense, Velcro-textured mat factory that traps leaves, dirt, air, and anything else that dares to come near. One put it perfectly saying, "I thought I was brushing enough. Then the groomer showed me the mats underneath and he had to be shaved down completely. I was stunned." Groomers see this weekly, especially when Bernedoodles hit that 9 to 18-month coat change window that tightens everything overnight. Your only real weapon is prevention. Line and comb regularly, brush more often than feels reasonable, and keep grooming appointments consistent. Because with a Bernedoodle, mats don't creep up on you, they pounce. Number 7. The energy myth collapse. People prepare their homes for a calm companion, and instead welcome a Bernedoodle who behaves like enthusiasm wrapped in fur, powered by mysterious internal batteries that never die. New owners walk in expecting the mellow Bernese temperament to balance the poodle energy, but the community will tell you the exact opposite happens far more often. Bernedoodles can be bouncy, stimulation-hungry, emotional, and wired for constant engagement. They want to do things all the time, and if nothing is happening, they'll make something happen. One owner summed it up perfectly. "I thought I was getting a chill Burma mix, but in reality, what I got was a furry personal trainer who refuses to take days off. It's tiring, but worth it." When you don't channel that drive into training, structured exercise, and real mental work, the chaos doesn't just appear. It accumulates and spirals into barking, pacing, mischief, and full-body restlessness. That said, meeting their energy needs is the difference between a fun, goofy companion and a daily hurricane in your living room. Number 8. The extreme Velcro behavior. Somewhere during the first week with a Bernedoodle, you unknowingly sign a silent contract, and the contract says you are never, ever allowed to be alone again. Bernedoodles don't bond the way normal dogs do. Instead, they attach to you emotionally, physically, and spatially. If you move, they follow. If you sit, they lean. If you breathe, they monitor it like a life support system. Owners joke about it, but the truth is, this trait is one of the most consistently reported challenges in the entire community. People describe not being able to go to the bathroom alone, cook alone, or even walk to another room without triggering pacing, whining, or full-blown panic. In fact, one exhausted owner put it bluntly, saying, "I knew Doodles could be clingy, but my Bernedoodle can't handle me leaving the room. He cries, paces, and scratches like the world is ending the second I'm out of sight." Gradual independence training, structured alone time, puzzle feeders, and consistent routines are the only things that prevent separation anxiety from taking over your household. A Bernedoodle doesn't just love you, they depend on you, and you feel every ounce of it. Number 9. Chronic health and structural issues. Some Bernedoodle owners learn the hard way that the breed's biggest challenges aren't the fluffy ones you can see. It's the hidden vulnerabilities that come with mixing two large, slow-growing, structurally sensitive breeds. Behind the adorable teddy bear exterior is a dog whose joints, skin, and digestion often demand more maintenance than new owners expect. Hip dysplasia, elbow issues, chronic ear infections, mystery allergies, and sensitive stomachs show up in Bernedoodle groups every single day. Many of these problems stem from rapid puppy growth, inconsistent backyard breeding, and the Bernese mountain dog's notorious genetic baggage. One owner put it bluntly in a support thread: "Between the allergies, the stomach issues, and now early hip problems, I feel like we're on a first-name basis with the vet." This doesn't mean all Bernedoodles are doomed, but it does mean prospective owners must choose breeders carefully, budget realistically, and stay proactive about joint support and early vet screenings. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.